So autochthonous or holy land. I was at the little park the little pond or whatever I like to go by, but some told me to come into the park. So I went. I had to go home and get the cards because someone was telling me to go back and get those the people cards because this is like a world energy. So I went back and got the Bible and I got the world cards. But y'all, I don't know what, I was feeling good, but then my stomach started feeling queasy. I have not been able to finish food lately. Like only a couple bites. It's not a problem, I don't think. It's just something that I noticed as of lately because I don't eat much at all. Anyway, once or twice a day. Like either in the morning and then late at night, or in the morning and then in the afternoon, and then I don't eat nothing for the rest of the day. But I noticed I haven't been able to finish the food, even the smallest thing, like a breakfast sandwich or something. Anyways, I was thinking about like a messy trap or something here earlier. It's like something you possess, you have ownership of, or it's like people been secretly, it's like somebody acting like, you ain't on something like this. But it's something that's in somebody's possession, or your lineage is supposed to carry the torch for this or something, or protect something. Because like somebody's like smart alecky, like now that what is that, Texas Hold'em? Now that your seed is spread across the land, or your something is now that you're spread across the land. So this will make me think if people was taking shit auctionist or an ancient energy, there's ancient land rights and stuff like this that they're not supposed to be doing that. And then this also lets me know that if they were doing that, I mean, I guess if they want to be ruthless, I guess they wouldn't label or they wouldn't chip these children that they were creating. But in reality, in order for, they would be the only ones maybe to hold the plans as to where these people are. But I know that they had to document it or number it some kind of way. But thinking about it, I'm seeing a lot more like, they call me a bitch, but I think that there's a lot of vicious women or women that are being very direct and like checking men publicly. Like, I'm not starting to train. Like, all this is like a usury system, right? Because when I first woke up, I'm like, they talk about the colonizers, but the earth was joining with the earth and God said it was good, but I feel like it wasn't. This could be something else, because I seen chaos pointing at me yesterday. So this could also be the chaos and the dark matter when the earth was first, but it was swarmed or wrapped up in chaos or whatever like this. It's still giving me that energy. But that would be separate than the people. That's something else. That's like a other element. I would look at it like in that form or at that time. Um and then the earth will join with the earth. So it's like the phone is gonna be acting up anyway. So I was thinking, what am I feeling? Because it's like there's a group of people like researchers or something like this. These people are disguised as any walk of life. They could be a singer, a rapper, a politician, whatever, but they also have a second side, which these are like a dual something here. I don't think it's supposed to be widely spread like this, but somehow I feel like it's gotten that way. Hold on, it's getting hot already. I tried to park underneath a tree so I could get the breeze coming in, so it don't get too hot too fast. Anyways, so it was making me think, okay, so what is this? And then just started thinking like, okay, there's a resource or something. It made me think about Wakanda or whatever. And when I was doing my research on America or whatever, ancient America history, all my, years of researching, you know, on my own, not off of like scholarly type of learnings that you would learn in school. I started doing the research on my own and going back into ancient texts and things like this. And so when I was going through some of this text, this was a little bit before the movie Wakanda came out. And there was some lands, I want to say it could be out west somewhere, right? Not too far west, but out west somewhere, where there's some tribes or whatever. And most of the stuff that come from movies and stuff have to come from some type of ancient. It just be knowledge that's not readily always available, or is not in our textbooks that the masses normally go to school and learn about these particular things. Like, oh, the Grand Canyon or some. This is other. You know what I'm saying? We won't really go that far in school, looking at like studying like through the, well, maybe we do, because all the stuff about like, yeah, we might have learned about the Aztecs, just the surface level, whatever about these people, what they ate, what did they raise, what did, we didn't go beyond that. It didn't like the teacher sent us home. We didn't even have the internet back then like that when I was in high school. To go looking online and pulling up Google books that could be 100 and 200 years old. Like, we weren't doing that in school. I started doing that later on in life. So I just remember this. It was this book that I found. And in the book, it showed like the waterfall thing. Like, it showed, it's recorded on this channel. It's just too many videos on this channel. I can't tell you which one it is. Okay, but I was still labeling my videos back then when I was doing biblical and historical research. So it might have something about Wakanda in it. Because I think when I did see it, I either on the movie came out and then I went back like, wait a minute, and I looked at the images again. You see what I'm saying? Or the movie had already come out and then I was doing research and that's when I found out about it. But I know that when I seen this image, I had known at some point in time, I knew this is where the movie Wakanda got this from. So we look at Wakanda, they show a lot of African tribal affiliations with Wakanda. Like you know how the girl in the movie even says like, "Oh, we're not in what did you think we're in Kansas or something like this?" She said something funny like that. And all in all, it is making me think like, yeah, they're placing it like this. The costumes are like this, but really that shit is over here. You know what I'm saying? Like the mounds being, mounds, or they could possibly be truncated pyramids, meaning the tops was knocked off of them. Okay. It's also giving me like, I don't know, it's giving me just even on the lower end, Papa was a Rolling Stone. They find out who these energies is, look at the DNA genetic makeup, and then they want to take this man on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, they just went out for milk and never came back. But today, they could be using cloning to make you think somebody is still there, or death as a means for immortals to move out of a certain area that people would start questioning it. Now, if you or me, like we talked about that movie with that girl Adelaide, that she never ages, and it seemed like she's living forever, centuries, and she never ages. Like, what I would say is, if me or you, whoever we're picking up on, if me or you were that type of individual, why is it that everybody else gets to get some secret access and move on, and these people keep leaving? It's like the child left behind, or this is just what I'm picking up on. Okay, it's almost like somebody wants somebody to tear somebody apart limb from limb. Like, it's like showing somebody, hey, this is the fountain of youth. Like, this person, you know their family drank from it a long time ago, and if you touch these people, they can heal you, or something like this. And then some big guys come in and drill and drill and drill and protect this fountain all this time. The fountain don't know it's the fountain. You get what I'm saying? We're just using this as an example. They come do some big drilling on this person or this family, These could be mental wells or springs. And then once they're done with their big machinery and they're done using it, then they could be locals, or there could be other ancient tribal peoples or Native Americans or other people that may not have all that access, that may know about this particular thing, be curious about it too. Now, these people could have took great care of this when they were using it for what they were using it to source from it. But they got everything that they think that they need, and they don't need to tend to it anymore. They don't need to protect it anymore. They know that people are sniffing around, and they know that people are sniffing around, and they now kind of got a question about what is that y'all was just over there digging in. You know what I'm saying? This could be a piece of property on your land or something like this, a land that's been in your family for generations or whatever. So I was thinking about, what is this heavy energy? Why have I always had a problem with, women? Or I noticed that if there's a group of women that been around me and they have a lot of women in their family, the women are always still young and very beautiful. So they say back don't crack, but whatever, something that the soil or something here that carries something. And it's not just like, yeah, we all like this and fabulous and whatever. No, it could be that somebody had a hold of something that granted these people this type of healing. The movie I told you about, The King's Tide, the little girl that came, floated in with her dead father or something like this, and she was still alive. And the island took, an island could also be a group of people that are stuck in one type of mindset or something here. Epstein Island, this could be a group or a collective of people that have been moving together for centuries. They have their own networking system, and now with science, they can have their own chip. Okay, so they're showing us Epstein Island, like somewhere down by the coast or something like this. But this could really just be like an isolated place where, you know, a hidden home on 100 acres of land. It could be an island. Could be something like this too. Okay, also surrounded by water. Because again, while water is there, it's doing something. When floods happen or water pools in the area, it's doing something, especially if it's an area it's not normally in, or it comes in, with the tide, or it goes out in and out with the tide or whatever. All right. So, yeah, so I was just picking up on something like that. Because I was hearing other worlds. A lot of times it's a song that used to come on and say other worlds. And I'm thinking there is no other worlds, but I mean, I'm guessing the world of God, like that particular energy that God is like holding like a baby in the cradle. Now, I already told y'all there's other worlds, just like we have our Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C. But every state has a capital. So every state can have a Capitol Dome. They could. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be as potent. It's not going to be as prominent. It's not going to be as famous as the Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C. But we do have other states, and they do have capitals. So I'm pretty sure they have Capitol Domes, possibly, or resource centers, or whatever I'm talking about. Okay. So it's kind of like the rest of them. Think about that. Say I'm Lady Capital. Okay. In DC, the way that my makeup is put together. The hell is that? Or a chipmunk. In my lineage or something, it made me this way. Okay. So there might be a little bit more knowledge held or something like this. But it has been untrained. There's nothing, people can something off of the knowledge, but it doesn't make me nothing but that capital dome. That's like somebody going into your DNA or your kundalini fluid and finding something spectacular, and they share it with a whole bunch of people, didn't share it with you. Like, the means was, this person has some other kind of brain power that they're using. Huh. I wonder if we can make something for us like that. But whatever they make from your kundalini fluid will empower these people and make them more for you to protect yourself, it's best that these people don't get the knowledge that you have, right? But if somebody could do that and get the knowledge that you have, um, they could probably use it against that original source. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So somebody trying to teach somebody a lesson about something. This is like somebody trying to get a mountain to move. They're trying to treat you like you just a rock or a pebble that they can just kick over. Hey, rock, if you don't get out of here, or I'm gonna kick you, and if you don't move, I'm gonna harm you, or we're gonna teach you a lesson. But somebody is a mountain. What do you expect a mountain to do? All right. So, do you understand what I'm saying? There's some jealousy, envy, or something like this, or I'll show you, or there was some kind of code or structure or something like this put on that piece of land or that resource to say you can never drill this, you can never frack this, you can never do anything like this. But somebody just came in and did it anyway. And that's why I was thinking it's like a curse. I kept hearing like, what is it about this curse though? Because it's something like how they say, oh, the Bible is fear mongering, God is fear mongering, we are the gods, we know what we're doing, or something like this. But somebody don't want some type of repercussions or about something that they've been doing. So it's like if somebody was to go ahead and take something and say, ha ha, we got 54 of you now. It was only one of you, yeah. But now we made thousands and millions or whatever. And we don't need you no more. So these say that these are men, right? Because the women were really, I was picking up that there's some, we can't even just say ancient old brown people or black people. There's some ancient old women, witches, that have been slave driving these men, treating them like puppets or whatever. Some of these people could even be like dominatrix or something like this. So they made 50 Shades of Grey real famous off of a man, like, and then that baby girl energy. But no, okay, something else is going on with women from Africa, slave driving something as well, because it's not the men mostly in Africa that are it could be in some places, but from what I've seen on the surface level, that are abusive to their young maidens that they bring in to keep their palaces clean or work as maids for their wives. It be the wives that be doing some of this mutilation and doing some of this stuff, and abusing and beating and smacking the girls and stuff like this. It don't normally be the man doing it. So it made me wonder, like, what are we even talking about? Okay. So we went back to get the world cards because, we have that world card energy. Now it looks like America's soil on the ground. It looks like America is but the women, all the women at the top of the card that's floating in the higher realms is India, Mexico, Africa, Asia, whatever. America is not on that card. There's not a woman. There's like 6 women or something at the top. And all those 6 women represent all the other nations. But at the bottom of that, the soil that they're up there knitting or crocheting or drawing or whatever they're doing, they're all doing works with their hands, right? So this could be Enoch warning these people that, okay, you think you're getting out of this or something? It's the works of your hands is why y'all all gonna perish, okay? So, because somebody is following Enoch very closely right now instead of the Bible, it's a whole bunch of people trying to change the narrative or the trajectory of something by using Enoch instead. So, as their modular or whatever. Okay. This also made me think about the brooding vipers. How can you stand to do the things, the wicked acts that you're doing, and think that you're going to escape from hell? So it could be something with John the Baptist and these women. This time they did work together. Okay, or a John energy. Okay, a pimp working with women to trap or capture other women and their children for their wombs or their grapes or eggs or whatever this is. Okay, and it made me think it just doesn't feel American, whatever this is. These are other women from other nations that were coming off and showing themselves or America portrayed them, or they portrayed themselves as these poor dirt third world countries, but that's only a portion of their soil. There is a big heist. I said a Vic, Mike Vick. Somebody could be fighting bitches or fighting dogs or cocks. It's a lot of cockfighting or whatever this energy, or pit bulls or whatever this is against each other. Okay. So I feel like this pulling in, like I was saying, I don't want to be like the forefathers that got tricked by these women or whatever like this, and then lost their whole kingdoms and treated their own daughters and women like shit for foreign women. Okay, so I'm pretty sure these people is privy of this. If I'm going to be the first daughter of the chieftain energy, that's going to be like a feminine energy that can actually go public with it, because they could have been using an energy like this, but I don't think it was the real energy. So they were either wasting time or something here, or just they were just biding time or something like that. All right. Or this was another person in the family, but say this is Africa, they needed to find somebody that got more African traits in their DNA makeup, okay, and work with that person instead of working with the person that's closer to the pure-blooded Indians, okay. This is what I think somebody was doing. That's just my opinion, okay. So we got somebody could be here with the Ten of Pentacles, okay, that some kingdom could be in reverse, or somebody's crying because they could not, get somebody trapped in some type of Ten of Pentacles energy. Um, because if somebody's in the Ten of Pentacles, this could also mean that somebody is spying on you, but very stealth. You would not know that this is going on. To drain somebody's energy, okay, if you are, because this could be a palace, this could be a prison, and this could be an institution. Whatever it is, there's somebody sitting here at watch with two loyal dogs, and there's a man walking up to this woman taking something from her. She usually has a pentacle on her stomach, and she has a child on her hip, okay. In most of the cards, that's a Ten of Pentacles. All right. That's why I feel like this is a lot of brain fog, a lot of Confucius energy or confusion, using all kind of other things. Astrology, this could also be people using other luminaries in order to manipulate the situation. Stars and stripes and, things like this. The means of whatever, everything that we thought was used in America to protect America. Somehow somebody was able to chip 1,000 people and take over the whole nation and all of our protection and everything. Like, come on, man. I just don't know. I mean, with cartoons and stuff, how we used to watch superhero cartoons and stuff like this, I don't understand why somebody can't realize that all it would take is somebody to access 5 top men in this nation and chip them with a chip from China or something, and there is really no more America. How detrimental that shit is with this transhumanism and all this stuff that these people is playing with. You wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know. We Americans wouldn't even know if we're already Russia. Now, I, for one, think that there were, when you drive over to the west or whatever, when you see these different, magical purples, mountains, majesty and shit, that there was old colonies here that mimic what they call us, what they tell us, or we learn about the 7 countries or whatever, or what they say, continent is a large body of, okay, body of like earth or soil that's surrounded by water. And so they say we have 7, right? But on the map, even if you look at the map, it's really just 2, because you got Russia and Asia and, China and Africa and stuff all over there on that side. And then you have, America, South America, Mexico, the islands, and you have Canada on this side. I, for one, no, I just see from the research, I just see something different. I see, then that would make it 7 continents. That would make it 2, because all of that land mass on the map is stuck together. If we're looking at the map, we really could be talking about some that many of the Asian, then they would have to give America her props as as the motherland. If they don't want to do that, they want to give Africa, or the crest of humanity, or the beginning of humanity, or whatever this is. To say that some of these colonies, some of that stuff look like India over there when you're on your way over to the west. Some of that shit look like, it just looked like other things. Okay. So, would it be so much to say? And most Americans are not, when we go on road trips, we're not going off the beaten path and driving over to that shit and stopping and seeing what's going on. It's vast. amount of land. Like it's, you know, somebody could go somewhere over there and pretend like they were going to the moon, or they could go over there, pretend like they're walking through the desert, like on that movie. I think Mrs. Smith. No, it was another movie I think with Angelina and Brad where they was trying to kill each other or something. I can't remember. Yeah, maybe that is the same thing. Cause didn't it start off? He was like, they was like in that desert or something. He was at that high point, and they was like listening to music and waiting for that car to come so he could execute that person. Okay, so you know, do they really got to go? Oh, we went to Dubai and we did this, or did you just go over there? Like, I be just thinking about stuff like this. Okay, so I mean, I haven't been there. I can't tell you anything about anything but this country because this is all where I've been. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because I be just questioning stuff too much. Like, and somebody talking about they going on a 20-hour flight to somewhere. First of all, I don't even want to go there. Wherever the fuck it is, if the flight is 20 hours, I don't want to go there. But what if we found out these people just going in circles? You know what I'm saying? And we're just, made to believe that we wasted all that time on that flight or something. It really was over there on the other side of the fucking Hoover Dam. You know what I'm saying? People that might get mad at some of us for saying these things or something like this, but you're benefiting more off of us not seeing things how it really is. It's like, how your mama could be really mad when you want to go sneak around the corner and look at them Christmas gifts. You could get really yelled at. You could get your head ripped off, especially if they got you something that was expensive that you really wanted, and you go peeking or something. You could get your head ripped off. Looking over there before Christmas time or whatever. So, this could be something like this. Okay. um where now that we are at the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this means that they're going back into stealth mode. She sees us, or it sees us, or something like this. Here, you could feel the people. If you're intuitive, you could feel the people mocking you, looking at you, staring at you. When they're talking about a certain story on social media that is talking about you personally. It's a different, this Ten of Pentacles is different. Security cameras in the store when you're looking. If you were in a facility or mental illness facility, obviously there's big obvious cameras there. You're being watched. This, you don't. You ain't gonna feel nothing with these spectators. They're not making a sign. It's gonna be hard for you to prove this. Even in the upright, it's hard for you to prove this Ten of Pentacles. For whatever reason, somebody might want to use it. Okay. So, but I think that this is something like somebody, okay, that's it. I don't care. This person won't kiss my ass. So we shutting this down, and it's not happening no more. I'm tired of this. This is somebody acting like they got paid millions of dollars to be your tutor or something for some high level magic school or something. But this person was just playing around with you. Y'all was playing video games. And this person know that y'all wasn't learning nothing. You know what I'm saying? And somebody's going back to a long trip, like I was over there trying to teach her something. She just so reckless and she don't want to learn or something. But they was just lying. This person was just collecting data. Your people from wherever they sent this person from, they didn't know that this person had access every hour that they sent with you. They was able actually to access your database and siphon every secret thing about your family, the history, the country out of you. You wouldn't know that. Didn't nobody sit down and say, we're gonna have this person come. So everybody is at fault here when it comes to the protection of something. Okay. So I feel like somebody is trying to smite somebody, like, okay, you ain't gonna do like whatever this is, so I'm gonna do whatever this is. And like, if you want to have your kingdom and you want to what we're doing, you don't want to be quiet or something, then we'll just put you in jail. It's like somebody saying, we're going to end this empire. Okay, if you want the empire to still stand, a prison, or okay, something like this, right? But they should not try to do that here with the Fool in reverse. And right behind that, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is a double warning that if somebody is saying, if God is finding out that y'all didn't let this child or his child reign in some kind of thing, y'all was able to somebody trying to trick God. They was listening to mere men or the men on earth that was jealous, or oh, we know that that bitch is gonna be the king one day, or oh, we're gonna have the first female president, and they was doing all this shit so that somebody won't be. Now, if this was already a person that was already out of the world car energy, they have been in the world several times. They done had several cycles, several chances to live, do something great and amazing that they probably can't never speak about again in their life, but they know it. They glow different. They know what the hell they've been able to do. Some of these people in your family, they know that they've been in the Tesla tunnel. They know that they've been on one of these super China trains and they could go from, India to Japan in just an hour or something. They know. And this builds up a different character for these people here. Okay. They know that they've been to a secret society meeting. They know that they sat down at the table. Your family members know that they sat down at the table and took the NDA or whatever with a celebrity that was connected to you. But these people want to act like God or like ghost or like something when it comes to you, like they ain't been in your energy. So somebody could be doing that all they want, or these men could be like, we got what we need and we're going to go somewhere else and we're going to start. This is like somebody wanting to go be a guru like a Gandhi or Ashwagandhi or whatever his name is. Okay. Now they want to just go ahead and go to India, and go to a little village, and they secretly know that they're like the richest people in the village and they got something that they can offer to these people. It's kind of like missionary work. All right. And start all over like that and to become big. 40 years from now, these people are famous again. We really can't tell who they are. You know what I'm saying? But it's something different this time. It's something different about them trying to leave America as the feminine horn or the feminine aspect in a bad way, in a real bad shape. Never to be built up again, y'all. In a real bad, yeah. And again, when I had this deck on the table, grief was in reverse, but we got grief in the up right now. I just think that if these people did do this, or they gained a lot, trillions and trillions of dollars, and they walked away from America or a person as that conduit, these people are in for a rude awakening. It doesn't. You could have took 1,000,000 pounds of vibranium or whatever the fuck it would be called or something like this, and you're not going to be able to use it. What they've been doing, been going on for long, the how you did it, and the playing around and trying to act like, black people trying to act like they not involved in robbing their own people. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, with my research, it made me think that the colonizers, it wasn't that bad. For if it had not been the colonizers, could have been like the Christ energy in the beginning. If they wouldn't have got involved when brother went against brother, because they said at first God said for the earth to join with the earth. Come on, in Genesis 1, let the earth join with the earth, and he seen it was good. And then later on he said, oh, it pains me that I let these people upon the earth or whatever like this. Okay. Then you also have the aspect of there was one more reason. There was more one. Oh, with the colonizers or something coming in between. It make me think about Christ when it said if Christ hadn't showed up, it wouldn't even be none of them. It wouldn't even be none of them left. So this is not something that's being shown as obvious. This is like lumping all black people together when there's dark-skinned people in Mexico and dark-skinned, where they originated. I'm just saying that going way far back, we can find dark-skinned people in Mexico, dark-skinned people in India, dark-skinned people in China, dark-skinned people in Russia, dark-skinned people everywhere. So we took our old stuff, old images and writings about these particular people. But on a first name basis, when you're looking at it, you're looking at China, you think everybody just looked Chinese. Everybody looked like that. Black hair, slanted eyes, maybe short. Like most of these people, Japan, maybe you could have a lot more taller people, but for sure that these people are going to be like 5 foot something or less. It's not even being prejudiced. It's just what we've been shown. It wasn't until people start going into individual research that we start pulling up these ancient pictures. Shit could all be fake. It doesn't even matter. You do understand? Okay. So, say the men were a barrier. Say a woman is. Say America is a different breed than the rest of the nations of the other women. Somebody has shown somebody this, or the men are now they can't help it no more. These women is about to tear America apart. The other nations is coming. It's like Rhaenyra, they coming for you and your children. This is talking about these other horns of these other nations as women. There's something about, oh, America, the great America, America. We just tired of hearing about America or something. We got this, they ready to show us what they got and what they've created or what they're able to do or something like this. But this is maybe on a more witchy, Calvinistic type of something about Christ, or all the other deities were this and another deity is separate. It just is. We all know about all these other deities, Shiva, Krishna. We know about we've learned about them, we read about them and things like this. But Jesus is a more widespread name. They would say it's because of colonizers, but it doesn't seem like the colonizers are really getting anything out of this right now. And I told you, when we get to talking about a certain amount of money and a certain type of richness, I'm not gonna say wealth, abundance, or fame, because of some of these people, the real people ain't showing their fucking face. And I'm telling you that unless these people were brainwashed when they got changed, it does not matter about your skin color when you get to that level. They may try to redo something and bring back some kind of prejudice, but some of these people were already brown skinned, and then they got these dire people, or I call them dire people. Okay, where they go through processes to change their skin color or splice themselves or whatever like this. Okay, so we got spirit energy here, cleansing. This could also be if these people have been in their countries and they've been able to keep some of their customs and things like this. They got something for America being so far away from. But it's just like, why do you do it? Like, that shows what type of individuals and entities these people are. Because, yeah, we all know that we've seen that you have some type of advantage. You don't scare me. But we've seen that you've been studying something, that you've got something that you're using. It could be my stuff. It could be money. It could be anything. You're using something to make it seem like you're more powerful than someone that's not even aware at first that you existed in this matter or this form, and is not even competing with you to fight the war again. That's like somebody we need millions of dollars to fight this war or something, and it's one little girl, it's one little kid or something that never even made it into the higher realms yet. Y'all all been sitting in the high realms for all this time, and you mean this person don't have nothing to fight you back with or something like this? And then this is what y'all all was getting all this military and shit all together and using all these resources to go against this. It looked like a regular fucking person. You see what I'm saying? We got spirit energy here. This could also be great spirit energy. Somebody's trying to kill the soul of America. We got Mayat with justice here in reverse. All right. And then we got spirit, Pravarti energy in reverse here. Okay. Pravarti was also like a Sheba energy, somebody that got seen in the bathtub, or people wanted to see her in the bathtub. Okay. Yeah, and then we have the woods energy or the green energy here. Blair Witch. I think this card is from the Blair Witch Project. Something about going green. Also, I'm seeing like some kind of solar panels or something up here. Okay, so again, all these people, imagine all these people hold somebody back because there's something special that they carry in their blood, and then now they just want to taint it, like, or there's a well, or there's a somewhere where they getting coal or something. They dig out the place or whatever. They leave it horrible. They leave trash and nasty stuff in there and everything like this after their work contract is over. And then they go riding off with all this. Oh, we about to make so much money off of all this stuff that we dug out. And they trashed the thing. They knew that it was supposed to be preserved. They knew that it was something that was one of a kind. There was some kind of uniqueness about this thing, and they trash it on the way out. Because they think we got loads of this stuff. We'll never have to come back to this waterfall. Like Jesus said, if you drink from this well, you'll never have to come back again. And somebody thought that to be the case. gave you, stick up their middle finger, gave you their ass to kiss. None of these people was thinking about giving you nothing in the beginning, the end, during the time to hold you over. If they seen that the tunnel was getting weak, they wasn't doing anything to support. You know how if you look in a mine, they'll have like little wood frames and stuff that they drilled in and stuff, on like I don't know if they were like support beams or if the soil didn't seem too safe right there. If that's why they, I don't know really nothing really that much about mining on that level. All right, but you'll see like wood and stuff like this and like sledgehammers down there sometimes, and you know, like they use like brackets for support systems or brackets and little parts here and there in these mines. Okay, um somebody is not doing support brackets or nothing like this, and they were doing all that stuff, and I'm guessing they put that so if there is like some not, maybe not an avalanche, but some type of, you know, something where the dirt start falling, it gives them time or something. I think that's why they might do that. I don't know, y'all can tell me. um but somebody was just so stingy and greedy and so careless, you know, and they like, after we leave this thing this one last time, we ain't gonna need to have to worry about this place anyway, so why we need to do this, or why we need to, you know, clean up our mess, or why this. And then come to find out that you thought you got away with all that shit, you really didn't get away with nothing, and now everybody see your full intentions. You was gonna let those people come in with their sorcery and everything like this and harm that person to death or something, like you haven't done enough to this person's life. And it's just like, okay. So it's, I'm seeing the word confiscate. So they be like, I knew you was gonna try to confiscate it, so we did this. You know, we hid all the children over here in this area or something, and then these people go back the next day and there's God then came and removed all them children. You can't even find them now. And the thing is, whatever you thought you was about to sell or you needed from me, and you decided not to give it to me to make rejuvenate me the next whatever years, then now you're not getting that. You're not getting no money off of that. You're not getting access to what you thought you had instead. You thought you was going to use this other person. You knew you was trying your hardest to shame this other person, say, I got something new. Look at me. You know, and then now that thing is making all the people sick. And then whatever you created ain't even working. And you need to come back to that well, and you done ruined it on your way out. You done polluted it to death where it can't be restored or repaired no more. This is making me think about somebody doing something. We got King Kong, the wonder of the world. This is making me think, oh, sorry, I'm about to mix up two decks. I don't want to do that. Um, So somebody could have, we're not going to say could have. In some case, depending on something, all right? Yeah, because somebody wants somebody to be enchanted. Somebody has already done something here. But it's not going to take that long here for these people to see that they done already messed up here. All right? There's no luck in whatever these people just did. Somebody thinking that they're lucky or something, but there's no luck here. All right? This is like some men using a woman in a compound or something because she got the best something. And then they say, oh, we all done with it. Now all the women want it, or these women about to tear us up if we don't let them have this person or something now. And then they leave you for these women to do something to you, because I was saying one thing about it for sure. Certain brown skinned folks ain't kin folks. And you know, you thought you was worried about the white man, what you call the so-called Caucasian man, or the white man being in charge to a certain extent. Let them hand you over to those that was in your neighborhood that treated you like that, or your family that they said one thing out their mouth, but in their heart they said something else. Because if we know a group of people that don't know how to help, don't know how to take care of each other if they want to be like that, and it's some niggas. I just said what I said. And maybe that don't have to be everybody's, but if you be real with yourself as a whole, most people can say, oh, why black people always gotta ruin something? Oh, man, we can't never have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or something like this, or whatever like this. But I just think it's ignorant people in general. I don't think it has anything just to do with just black people. I think it's got something to do with people with a certain fucking mindset. If we really want to, take it any other kind of way. We got help me in reverse, and somebody is not in shock anymore. All right, somebody doesn't need help. All right, yeah, that's what I said. Look, some kind of bite or something with this illness here. All right. So if these people end up letting somebody get sick, they don't get this harvest. Somebody is the book, or this is like a living book. This is like alpha and omega information or intel is going to come through somebody like Diana, Discovery of Witches. Like somebody is that. Okay? The book of life is running through this person's veins or something like it did on that show. And so again, if these people sat back and let a mother and a child get bit up or get sick or get some dis-ease, these people do not. They could have did it to stop them from getting a harvest, but I think it's about to stop these people from getting harvest. It's about to be a drought or something here. See, because the mother and the child is still intact. They could be also sending a rabid dog, or I seen Pet Cemetery in reverse yesterday. So somebody didn't put somebody in the pet cemetery. Okay, I don't know what they could have did to this person. They could have took them to a science lab and then try to bring this person back to life. And people don't know what's gonna happen if they do this. They're gonna just let a mother and child that don't ain't even slightly, they don't realize what happened to them, happened to their father, husband, or whatever this is, or this could be even their dog. So somebody could be coming back to you. You think it's like some kind of sacred or some kind of pet cemetery where somebody got kind of hurt and they got brought back to life, but they didn't. Somebody's doing something else here. All right. They all battered and bruised up here. And again, the illness, if we can't tell on here if the illness has been passed on to the mother or the child or both yet. All right. Or if they have been bitten yet. But again, because somebody did this, because a whole family or a clan or these people were worried about mass producing their own bloodline, and this bloodline thought that it was okay to do this to two people, a mother and a child, no matter what the circumstances, they're not getting a part of this harvest. Like maybe they were able to do this and it wasn't being brought to the light, but this time it's being brought to the light, and and they're going to see why they shouldn't have done whatever this is. This could even be another masculine energy that is more connected to God, the original person that was in this relationship, or whatever his DNA could be closely connected to some, and this person is restoring themselves in a whole nother planet or some shit like this, or another hemisphere or something. This person is seeing what's going on here. Okay, and they might don't like it. Like somebody been trying to get you to think like somebody was doing such horrible things to you, or allow to happen for you to be mad at this person. You could be, all right, on any level that we talking about. Even the people, but see, these are people that's mad because of a record label or something doing them wrong, and you got all this fury, and y'all got together on all like this because your show had to end, or they took it off the air, and you wasn't ready, and you was enjoying it, and you a brat, you a fucking brat. Or because somebody told you that you had a good voice, you probably did, but you only got one good song or something, and then that was it. Like we remember Michelle. I used to like her music. She got a very distinctive voice. You could tell that when I first heard her voice, I knew that it wasn't gonna go. I'm not in a mean way. I just knew that it wasn't gonna go that far. Like nobody was gonna be. She got a very distinctive voice, but I knew people was not gonna be wanting to listen to her like Patti LaBelle. You know, Patti LaBelle was out probably in the '70s. I don't know how old. I wasn't even born yet, but back then. They were out, and then for all these years, you could still hear somebody put on some, LaBelle. Okay, I knew she wasn't gonna be no damn Patti LaBelle because of her distinctiveness in her voice. It would be something that was trending or something here. Okay, so somebody could be mad at somebody, but that was somebody's, you know. Okay, or like a Humpty Hump or Biz Marquee. These were meant to be like trendy figures. You could I don't know, maybe it's just because somebody, remember Cookie be like, yeah, I don't know one thing, but I know music. And it's like, for somehow in my blood, I know something about the industry or what sells. I may not know how to make music. I may not know how to, it's not, it's something about I know what it is when I hear, like I know what that is. You know, somebody, this could be, I'm hearing the book of Judges. Somebody could have been always like somebody that like a fashion designer come up with the last things that they about to put in their label this season. You the person that they could bring it to and be like, what should we put in there? And they're like, yeah, you right. Yeah, the designer put all the work in. They're the ones, this their creations. There's no claim to the creations at all. It's just they know that you have an eye for something. So if they're gonna come and bring all the samples in, they want you in the room to say, to be like, yeah, motherfucker, you did that, yeah, that, yep, with that top, with that purse, and like this, I could see this in the ad or whatever, like that. Somebody is in like advertising, or somebody is in, like how Mad Men them or something like this. Maybe there's some people in your family or something that was in that part of the industry, right? They're not the actual person. They're like, they the ones that tell people, go out, I want the commercial to look like this. The lady should be, get somebody with long blonde hair and long legs and that look really good in red lipstick for this Revlon commercial. They know what you, and they know it when they see it. After the person go get the person, do all this stuff, put it together, and then present it to the marketer person like a fucking Don Draper. He's like, yeah, that's it, got it. The first take. Or let me see three more. Or they have like, okay, this is the first one. We was thinking about doing it like this. We was thinking about doing it like that. You one of the people that's in there like, what you think? Yeah, I was thinking that one too. Like somebody has an eye for something or a knack. All right. So it's not for nothing. But I feel like even if this is some whole mechanism, somebody didn't want you to get credit for your part. Like you'll hear somebody like, oh, such and such is the best, whatever, like this. Her hairstylist has been on point with her hair lately, and she travels all over the world. That's a little bit of recognition. You know what I'm saying? Why this woman that everybody, this Marilyn Monroe or something looking good, this is her whatchamacallit. And then somebody else might call, be like, hey, can you do me too? And this is how somebody gets their career start. Somebody wanted you to keep offering up, or not even offering. They wanted to make it seem like, well, you knew we were just using you, but you didn't know that these people were just using you and taking something from you. They thought they were slick. They didn't give you any, somebody didn't have no free will your whole life for anything. And it's giving me like, I think it was Abigail Breslin. No, it's the other girl that was in that movie about emancipating herself. But they were at least truthful with her that she was alive. She to keep her sister alive. Now this could be used to keep Africa alive, or somebody could think Africa was sister Africa. These could be sister continents. Was or Mexico was just being used. Mexico was being used to keep America alive, or something like. But and we're not even talking about like, oh, I need a blood transfusion. This is like, you know, if we had this influx of people coming in from Mexico over the past couple decades, was that good for America or was that good for Mexico? Who was that good for in the long run? Because if you siphoning from me or taking from me or something like this and not including me on my soil, then that's not, friends don't do that. And you had all people that supported you on the team, but you didn't have me because I'm tied to the land on the team. But everybody else from all other walks of life you had on your team, your business team. You laughed and joked with me. You partied with me. You laughed and cried with me about, you came to me with your problem. I was there for you when you needed me. You was sometimes there for me when I needed you. But the main thing is you was building with everybody else that wasn't America. You could have been building with Americans, but you was not building with, if my best friend is Mexico's most precious daughter and I was America's precious daughter because of our makeup or our lineage, then somebody did me wrong. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the bottom line. We got friendship in here, all right? And then we got nature. Something is not natural about a friendship not being in reverse. This could be like Mexico and Africa, Mexico and America. The horns of Mexico and America are into it because of the horn of Africa sliding in between. And this person is able to, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Because if Mexico would have came to America and told America what they was really planning on doing here, America say, hold the fuck up right then and there. That's seeming like you about to be giving more to your people here. And if we got this thing going on as a friendship or a partnership, my people ain't getting shit out of this. You know what I'm saying? It would have gave me or you the means to say this. But if Africa come in with witchcraft and voodoo and something like this, they could teach Mexico how to take our shit, because they was always in the background here in America too, right? As a hidden object behind Christianity and religion. It's not just a white man. Allegedly, the shit came from Africa. Just like the Africans started selling Africans into fucking slavery, and they're still doing it today, and blaming it on the white man because it makes people more, or the Caucasian man, and then they blame it on white privilege and the Caucasian man because they feel better. But I know a dark hand when I see one. You see, it could be because of my makeup or how my creator built me. I could see that you can fool the rest of these people. Satan can fool. It says Satan fool every single person in the world. Now, if the world card is in a world of her own, and I'm hearing that in a world of my own, like from Alice in Wonderland, the world is in a world. This is God's baby in a crib, even if it's a grown person. If the devil could be sitting right next. Jesus came and sat right next with the devil, right next to crackheads and shit, and didn't become one. Thieves, and he didn't become one, or she didn't. Whoever it was, they didn't become one. We talking about a different type of species here. So this could be also Muhammad and Jesus. There's something about a friendship here. But Muhammad is just Mexico and Moab. They're all one trio right now. And some of them look Caucasian, or they're passing for Caucasian. Some of them are very dark skinned, you know, like all eternal tarot. If you put it apart, you put 4, 3 or 4. I use these things right here because I think the phenotypes are very similar. My friend Candy from All Eternal, Janice Unpacked, and me. We kind of have a similar. We have a similar chubby cheeks, the heart shape, or the kind of full lips, not too full, you know, or something like this. The eyes. We have a certain type of face type, a phenotype, and you know, I see kind of like what everybody else is doing, but you want America to be you want me to be at a standstill when I can feel that these people sipped off of my fountain to get to where they are. And we just want to make sure, didn't nobody reach the fuck back? Y'all had a plan to empower cultural women, other women that speak other languages in America, and have American black women left behind, or being single mothers, or something like this. This was a plan that these people had. And somebody said that their experience is what somebody kept sending me that song. Oh, that's why I just slaughtered you with that whole analogy or whatever. Or yeah, I already beat you to that. It's experience. But I told this person, in the end, your experience is what's going to make you fall, because you saw it, and you knew that it was good, and you knew that it was something, and you took and you ate from it, and you did something anyway. So you very well telling me you knew full well, I'm about to say full wildly, full well what you were doing. All right? This could be a friend that's like, yeah, the friendship is over, but you knew full well what you were doing behind my back, or with your clones, or your body of work, your body of people. You knew. The spouse, you knew. Y'all both was connected to me to feed something for y'all, the snake and the rat. The mother, the fathers, all these people that failed this situation here. And it's not natural. Somebody let something get in between, the snake. Mexico and America could have been chosen to be, or somebody could have been Arabic or something. Somebody was chosen to be like an Adam and Eve, to start something, a business venture or something, like the two, you know, start the business, go back and forth with each other. And somebody said, oh, but the snake came in and said this, the contract, or the Mami Wata goddess. That's an African goddess. And said I should do it like this, and said it was okay. And God said, go on, get up out of here. And he was sad too. He was like, oh. Somebody was hurt. It's almost like a creator knowing that they have to start something all over. Just get out. Just get out of the company. You know. Or like, oh, you know, I've just lost $1,000 on that. Oh, just go. We got a friendship over, but there's something that's not natural about this friendship ending. There could have been something like this. Somebody could have said that they was your twin. They're not your twin. Okay? Somebody lied. These dreams, or this could be a sector from PETA, or this is somebody with this name. All right? Somebody is in reverse, or again, this could be like Freddy Krueger energy. This could be this bites energy. Somebody got really long nails or blue nails that are short. Okay? This could be like the Alpha and Omega. It used to be Mommy Watson, and now it's Carmen. It's one of these other girls. Somebody could be passing the torch. Yeah. Now somebody about to try to get you real good now. All right. They was using like, the little stuff they use in the military or something like this, to mess with somebody. Somebody about to bring some shit up out of the soil, or they about to bring it straight from out of Africa or something. Somebody some other kind of work on somebody. Okay. And then we have the other side. This could be like a Carol Ann energy, or yeah, Carol Ann with the poltergeist energy. Somebody needs to get to the other side. Okay. And I feel like this is not through dreams. Somebody's trying to like, oh, I'm working with this person through dreams. No, they could be doing something else. This is something like this, something like electro something like with some word like this, where you like some crazy shit, like you fall down in the forest. Like I'm sitting around this park right now, you fall down in some hole, or you stumble across some type of opening or some shit like this, and you end up on the other side of fucking earth. This is something like this. Okay. It's something like that. Okay, I heard Kush and so there's something about people that might smoke marijuana, like they do something here. Also, this blue entity here. Okay. Some light blue, baby blue, blue, something about a sad person, something like this. We also got this knot or something tied around this girl's neck with this bow tie with her pajamas. Um, this person could be also putting a cover on, like I'm your daddy or something. You could call me daddy, or I'm your daddy. But you're not one of this girl is not belong to. They just need this person for the light or something here. And this is somebody that's going to keep on feeding other people, which they're getting concerned, their need for you at some point in time. And your energy confused with love, or this is trauma bonding. They're so used to doing it that way with you. That wasn't supposed to be ever severed. The person was just supposed to learn how to navigate, or like open up different, don't disturb the flow of the river. But I mean, you might be able to dig something right here and let the water go in another little, just don't be destroying it, but let the water go, a stream or something, start going in another direction slowly. Somebody did something too much. Somebody tried to destroy your stuff and then have you just only for theirs. Something like this here. Somebody didn't call somebody here. And then we got some kind of suspicions here. This could arise some suspicions about something when somebody didn't call somebody at midnight. Somebody could also be having, like, they're acting like you having but they have already pre-registered like alarm systems in your mental to pull on your energy at certain times. And they're acting like this is with the court cases, it's called forced conversations, or forced communications is illegal. Now somebody could come home, if y'all going through a divorce or something, somebody come home and start egging you on and try to get you to fight or yell with them so they can record it and bring it into the courtroom. This could be something like this too. But if we're talking about the new age with technology, this is like you don't even have nothing to do with a crime. You don't crime happen, but somebody else want to put this crime on you. Oh, the Christ, we'll find the Christ on the Christ or something, keep piling on these sins or whatever. Christ should take our sins, you know. And these people open up, they were able to use transhumanism or some type of mechanism to open up somebody's mind and just dump all their trash in that person. So when they go to the pearly gates, you're paying atonement. You're fighting demons that don't even belong to you because man was so smart. This is why no matter how old the Bible is, it says that these people are not supposed to be touching the tree of knowledge of good and evil or something like this. And that could be very well, you could come from one of these families that come from those trees. And somebody knew they wasn't supposed to be touching shit and they did. And so that's why I don't hang around with people that's gonna try to convince me. After I said no, and you still trying to convince me that I'm supposed to be, I always led myself in a certain type of way growing up. Well, I'm not fucking with it then. When you call me to hang out, bitch, I can't hang out with you no more. Like you like to play with fire on that level. I don't fuck around like that. That's like we chilling or something like this. You know how teenagers or something like this, and you know somebody's smoking a blunt. You get pulled over one time, they let you go. Okay, you better put that shit out or something like this. Then you get pulled over again, and then you know now you out the car in handcuffs, and you're like, okay, please or whatever. I won't, you know, and you get out of it, and then now you driving around with more of it in the car or something. Bitch, don't pick me up. Nah, you can go and do whatever you about to do. Don't pick me the fuck up. Mm-mm. We got family here. There could be a family in the upright. This could be your actual family. Okay, and then we got something forbidden here. All right. Dancing in reverse. Somebody could have did some dancing king, dancing queen. Somebody could be saying something is forbidden here. Midnight. Maybe your family got their stuff together. Ooh, because again, we got that fire. I'm about to say, why is this person on fire with this family? But fire in reverse. So these people could have tried to burn you and thought they was gonna and they couldn't burn you. They tried it, but you didn't burn. And now they like, oh, we just couldn't burn you. But they tried to burn you. They was burning you. You just God didn't let them burn you. And now they like, oh, we better get in the upright. This is the time or something like this. Somebody's family is trying to act like they didn't. Yeah, it's all about somebody's face. Okay. Like people think that I can't feel these energies that's connected to me riding along on my frequency. Even if this is a frequency we're all supposed to be together on. You think that I couldn't tell that you try to separate me from the whole group? Like, you know, and just because I can take it, so what? If real work is supposed to be getting done, why did you do that? There's no other reason but you was jealous or sneaky or you was trying to do something. You was trying to do something. That's like, you know, in Mexico, you on my soil. You was trying to do something. You was trying to do something and you was trying to use all the years of friendship to say, oh, don't worry. Y'all know we all best friends, you know, something like this. And then these people didn't sit there and say, damn, then why we doing this stuff without our cousin, our sister, our brother, or whatever like this? Like, wait a minute. This could also be maleficent. Like, they're trying to say, oh, the green fog was over us. We didn't know what was going on or something. You know, you must understand. Yeah, greed, money on somebody's mind. That's what it seemed like to me. Yeah, I'm telling you, the fact that these people is innocent this is a lie. It's being blocked right now. Whether this family is a group of people or individuals or children that you was linked to when you were little, like 11 was to those other people that was at the facility, but she was 11. You know, they were just there, okay? And we have a mother in general. Somebody's mother was the headliner of, excuse me, somebody's mother was the headliner of this abuse. Or maybe they didn't know, you know, and this person could be about to go to jail or these people going to jail. That's why they trying to act like they, yeah, so welcoming and everything. They could be trying to welcome you in. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Whatever this is, it was a bad decision and something is being written up now. There could be a law to protect you or a restraining order, or this could be the cornerstone being placed finally at the top of the family because these people didn't do right. It's something here. Okay, hold on one second.